is the host of the Shape Physical Activity Wellness Wednesday series. If you didn't know, I'm also the chair. And Happy New Year. Welcome 2021. And tonight I was going to bring to you some Tabata. We'll still do a little Tabata, but I wanted to just say thank you so much for all the watching the videos, coming to watch this present live, watching it in the future when it's taped. Remember, this is not just for teachers and adults, it's also you could use for your students. And I was thinking, we live in a challenging and uncertain world. And I really wanted to showcase and highlight one of the things that Shape has is called Helping With Minds. It's a free, I want to reiterate, free social emotional learning, also character education, which is one of my favorite words and terms, but it also is a great resource that you can use with your students, even tomorrow, as soon as you see this video. And why am I taking the time to do it? I just want to reiterate that this whole series was created last May when we really want to, as a phys ed teacher myself, I'm actually teaching special ed right now, but that we want the purpose of these videos to be purposeful movement that in a world that sometimes is divided, one thing that something that all people everywhere can do, especially Helping With Minds, whether it's Tabata, is physical activity, it's exercise, it's sport. If you think about like the Olympics, there's a reason why it's such a world kind of thing where it all brings us all together. So that's kind of where moving forward and the mission and the goal of this series is. And as I show you those things too, that I think about how can think about how all these movements and all these exercises and all these things you can not only just do, how anybody can do, how they're all inclusive and they have all multiple entry points. So let's get started. So I'm going to put my own personal TV so that we always bring the word mindfulness. Like, what is mindfulness? So it's paying full attention to our thoughts, our emotions, our body environment. I mistake this too sometimes where I get caught not in the moment, worrying about the future, worrying about the past. The past, focusing in the present, the past already happened. The future is in here. Without judgment, be kind to yourself. It is what it is, nothing more, nothing less. If you see these, there's for each grade band, 9 to 12, 6 to 8, K to 5. So these are the actual cards you can get when you sign up and you get Helping With Minds. So I want to do a mindful minute. So I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to focus on my breathing and I'm just going to notice what's wrong. I like to sit down when I do this. So I'm going to do that and I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to try to do breath work, but that's how I start. Great way to start any class, no matter what you're doing. Gonna breathe in slowly for 4 seconds and exhale slowly. I feel so much calm already. This would be great for, I specifically use this when I do remote teaching, beginning of a lesson, mirroring middle of it, when we need a little break. I like to think of mindfulness as it's not just an activity you do, it's kind of like a mental approach to different things. So that's what a lot of these resources and accesses can be. Self-awareness. Being able to accurately recognize one's own emotions and thoughts. So self-management, that's really what this program is about, this mindful minute. Now I want to try this one, muscle relaxation, where we're going to start. I'm going to lay down for this one, so you'll be able to see it with me too. I'm going to start on my head and I'm going to squeeze this muscle tight and hold the position. Now if you're doing it at home, make sure I make sure that I have my own little space. A little toy train in there is my daughter's, but just make sure you have your own space, of course. I'm sure I don't know that, but make sure you have your own space, you're well hydrated, and you have enough area to move. And of course, always go at your own pace. Modify if you have to, or that you to go to a level that you see it works but most appropriately for you. So I'm gonna actually And just think about how you're feeling before you do it. It's always good to think about before and after. That's how you make starting a physical activity into physical education. So let's start off first on the forehead. And there's no time constraints. Probably takes a minute or two, but just worry about flexing, squeezing, and holding it and relaxing. Forehead. Wow. My neck. My shoulders. My arms. Let go. My legs. And just light squeeze. You're just flexing my legs. My feet. Still feeling tense? Do it again. My face felt, so that's a good one. My arms. My stomach. My abs. My legs. Now, the first time I might have said it, and remember, there's really the great thing about physical activity is that there's no wrong or right. As long as you're trying your best, you're always trying to do your best and try to keep striving to do that's the best that you can do. So that's one of my favorite. Kind of hard to go for notice and walk here, but this is one of my favorites. A piece of paper. You write down on a piece of paper what you're feeling, or if you want to move your body, just kind of stretch, or just kind of sit down, using your body, pretending you're writing a piece of paper with your foot. Of course, if you have general room, go out and front of you. There's actually resources that on the site where you can actually do that. So while this may not be the most active part of a lesson, but it's still important to discuss where it gives you the cards where social awareness, the ability to take a perspective of and emphasize with others, including those from diverse backgrounds and cultures, and that ability to understand social ethical norms for behavior and to recognize family, school, and community resources and supports. So it's not just mindfulness, flexing, de-stress. It's also a kind of like a culture shift, mind attitude shift. And it gives students, and it gives, so this is 9 for 12, how easily this could be used and modified for, how could it be modified though? It could be easily used for other grades. Perspective taking, empathy, appreciating diversity, respect our others. If you didn't know, I work in New York City in the Bronx, so I deal with these. These come up every single day. And I'm proud to say that. Another one that I want to post up, cards for equity, diversity, inclusion. This is another one for the mindful sense. This is a great activity. So 5 things you can see, okay? Right now I could see my phone when I'm recording. I could see pictures. I see a couch. I see my phone. I already mentioned that. I see pillow. I see charger. It's 5 things. I'm going to do 4 things I can feel right now. Feeling the ottoman that I'm sitting on. It's 1. Feeling my feet together. And when you're focusing on these things, you will feel your mind. That's about just being in the moment. I'm also feeling shirt on my body. I'm feeling my socks on my feet. Nice. One of the 3 things I can hear. I hear cars outside. I hear the hum of a radiator. I hear my own breathing. Nice. 2 things I can smell. My wonderful, beautiful smelling apartment. Some yummy food that I made earlier today. Something I could taste. Well, I'm going to be tasting it right now, but I'm thinking about a taste. So These are all graded to the 5 senses. These are all great things to help you kind of get back to the moment. And they're great for if you want to start just using one right away, but they're also really amazing that you use them over time. And students really of all ages, I've heard many great stories. They really enjoy using these. So these are some of the great things. And you can see these are bright, colorful, and all students appreciate it. All right, now for the Tabata part. So Tabata is a great type of exercise program, activity, where you can easily find pre-made Tabata exercise cards on the internet. You can even find free Tabata timers. And what's great about Tabata is that it's 20 seconds of exercise, as many as you can do, and then 10 seconds of mandated break. So you control how many cycles you do, how many different exercises are in that one. This one is just going to be jogging in place. Now, you determine how fast or slow you want to go. You can match my speed. I'm going to be doing a little slower so I can still teach and talk at the same time, but that's up to you as well. What you could also do is, you could do one way, the second one you do a plank out. So it's going to just kind of rotate back and forth. You might be thinking, repeating the same thing 2 times. I'm also going to show some different ways you can spice it up, make it a little bit harder, easier, and of course, to do the best exercise and activity for the space that you're in. So let's get started. So our first one is going to be jogging in place. Okay.
Starting session.
Ready to breathe? If you really want to get your knees up higher, you want to go faster, it's really up to you. Okay, on my rest period, plank, forearm on the ground, knees off the floor, feet up, and squeeze your tummy up to the ceiling. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you take those seconds of rest. Job next again. Move a little bit side to side. That's good too. Jump at the same time a little bit. Side to side, back and forth, up and down. Rest. This time, I'm going to do kind of like a prelude to a push-up. I'm not going to put my forearms, I'm going to put my hands on the floor. You want to be able to go when it says go. I'm not doing push-ups. Just holding myself in place. Be very careful. If you feel like you're tired, if you need to stop, do that.
Rest.
Back to jogging in place again. It's going to count. You can program how many cycles you want. Do some jumping jacks now. Going to Tabata is that you want to do it more than a couple times. Mix the exercises. Just show you all the cool things you can do with it. Next one, I'm just gonna, especially in a class, I'm just gonna pretend to. I'm just gonna pretend I'm sitting in a chair and hold it. Not quite a plank, but I'm still holding it. Whew. That was great. Now, the great thing about Tabata is that you could kind of program it to be
Stopping session.
With the amount of cycles, how many Tabatas. You want to add more time, you can make it into 30 seconds long. Because let's do it one more time. I feel good right now.
Starting session.
It was a long day sitting in the computer, remote learning. I'm excited for this. Woo! All right.
Rest.
All right, plank hold again. I'm using one of my favorite shoulder taps.
Rest.
Woo. Yeah. Woo. Jumping jacks. Really want to try to stick. The types of exercise that you're doing. This is the cardio endurance.
Rest.
As the second hammering, you feel that you or a student is doing slow, that's fine. It's quality, effort, not just results. Whew.
Rest.
Yeah, like I was saying, you want to make sure your form is good. Whew. You're being safe. You're having fun. Great thing about Tabata is that it's kind of easy. Repeating exercises. You can mix it up. Each one can be different. You can rotate like 2 for 2.
Rest.
Really anything you do with it. Whew. This one. You know about the plank on my forearms.
Work.
I like this one.
Rest.
Whew.
Stopping session.
Ooh. Ooh, excuse me. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit. Mindful minute is good. Breathing, especially after a lot of muscular endurance, muscular fitness training, strength, and cardiovascular endurance training. Need some flexibility. Stretch it out a little bit. Whew. Gonna finish. I'm gonna take about a minute. I'm just gonna breathe. Four seconds inhale, 4 seconds exhale. See, I was distracting myself. It was kind of, my heart was pumping so fast. I was used to breathing so fast. It was kind of hard for going so fast to slow. So I had to keep catching myself. And honestly, I do the same thing too, but the more you do it, you're training your brain, that tenacity, that mental fortitude. it will get easier over time. So you can think to yourself, wait, I need to practice this more. So Tabata and mindfulness go hand in hand really well together. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to, on behalf of the Wellness Wednesday series and Physically Fan Committee Council, thank you so much for watching week to week. Looking forward to another great year, and we'll see you next week.